How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you again for clicking on yet another one of my videos. I do greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me, and it's why I keep making these videos. I enjoy it, and I have an audience, which is absolutely amazing. I'm a very fortunate person. And yeah, if you were paying attention with all those opening shots, my goal today is to get POS mounted back up on the outside of Lucky. If you're new around here, well, make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications turned on so you never miss a Vanlife Plus episode. But POS is the very affectionate name that I call my awning. Oh, I'm going to get off my knees because I don't have to be on them right now. Ugh. And yeah, I took the awning down when I removed my front roof rack bars, which my original solar panels were mounted to. This is terrible headspace. Bring it down. That is better headspace. Yeah, I removed those because they were all seized up. They are currently in the bus as well. That's where I just retrieved POS from. And because those bars are gone, we will now have to move them back to the roof rack bars that still exist. Unfortunately, the thing that complicates that whole task is that my Thule, my rooftop storage bin, is mounted to those bars, and there's no way to really shimmy the awning in there without maybe not completely removing the Thule, but at the very least loosening the two mounts that are closest to the outside edge of the van. So that'll make more sense when we get there. I am just going to wait for it to warm up a little bit. It's absolutely gorgeous this morning in Calgary when I'm filming this. Blue skies, no clouds, but it is still a little bit chilly. A little bit of nip in the air still. That won't last for long. We're staring down the barrel of an absolutely gorgeous weekend here in the month of April in the year of 2025. Not to date this video or anything. And yes, for those that are interested, the bus is still around as I'm filming this, but I'm very hopeful that by the time this video goes live, all of that will be resolved and the bus will be off with its new owner. I was sent a deposit by a prospective buyer, and they should be in town in the next week or so. So got just a little bit of stuff to do with the bus. That'll probably be in the next video. Another reason to make sure you're subscribed. We got those notifications turned on, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That is very much a future Matthew problem. Today's problem is simply just getting that awning back up there. But like I said, we're gonna wait for it to warm up just a little bit. And speaking of warming up, the heater has been doing great work. We have been doing this cycle of setting it to high before I turn it off. So that's what we will do right now. We'll set it to max, let it really sweat us out of here. But we will turn our fan on to exhaust on the fastest level. Wait for it to stop. Exhaust out. 2, 3, 4. Let that run for about 15 minutes. Then I'll be able to turn the heater off because I really don't think we're going to need it for the majority of today. You can rest until it's time to go to bed. It's just a bane of being the guy that runs hot. Like, just driving around this morning was enough for me to have to take my flannel off. But I thought we'd go outside and at least look at our potential spot for the awning. So I have to put the flannel back on now. Story of my life. Ooh. South Glenmore Park. This is a really cool location, actually. Right over there, just past those blue roofed buildings. Well, actually, right where those blue roof buildings are. It's a really nice spray park, which is a great place to be at peak heat. That is not today. I don't even think it's open, right? But it's a great place, a playground and everything. I've come down here with Brooklyn a few times. So this is what we're looking at, right? So I got my roof rack bar here and here. This is the Thule. It's seen better days. If you know, you know. And yeah, the awning, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to remove this hose clamp, get this busted ass piece of old awning mount out of there, and then figure out a way, ooh, we might have to go get another hose clamp to get this on here, because there's POS. Hello, sir. And he's got, I put these brackets on him when I mounted them up here at the front before, and they're just gonna have to do, oh no. Am I screwed now that I'm seeing this? Well, let's get serious. You're never completely screwed, but I'll tell you what, the epic tale of POS and when I came into it and got it mounted up. Actually, I didn't really even film that whole adventure. I just spoke about it here on the channel after the fact. But this awning, when I purchased it from Princess Auto, when I purchased it, mine was, I don't know, somebody was very angry with it and clearly tore it apart. It didn't come with mounting brackets or anything. It didn't even come with the back plate that's supposed to be here on the outside of the bag to help you mount it up. So I'm gonna have to open up the bag. I may have to take one of these out, and can anybody see why I might have to do that? Going once, going twice. Yes, you are correct. The distance between this top bracket And this bottom bracket is much greater than the distance between that roof rack bar and that roof rack bar. Son of a bitch. Okay, you know what? It's not that chilly out here. We'll stay on point and try and get this stuff done. First and foremost, why did I close my door? Let's be a little smarter about this today. Let's get our ladder out. And no, for those in the comments that might be wondering, I have not gotten this door fixed yet. But it stays closed very well, and what more do I need from a door? This is also a good excuse to take some stuff out of the Thule. Maybe even do a little bit of an inventory. Do I need everything up here? Camping season is about to start. I'm very excited. Kobe. So it's a perfect time to start seeing what's up here that I do and possibly do not need. So this is my Kuma chair. And this bad boy over here. And then we also have the bear den, which this thing has not seen the light of day in a while. But I hope to rectify that fairly soon. You're gonna sit here. All right, what else we got up here? All right. Okay. Lively Blocks surge protector. We've got our little table here. These, oh yeah, those are the poles for the door on the bear's den. What is this? Oh, is this that bloody EcoFlow thing for the, it is. Again, if you know, you know. We got a bag full of who's its and what's its, JB Weld and silicone and crap. We got a solar shower. We got an impact driver that needs to go with the rest of our tools. And we got our Japanese chopping block. Maybe one day, Mr. Back Surgery will actually be able to swing an axe and put this to good use. So I'm hoping to not have to empty everything out. That there. And this is what we need to do. These are the mounts that hold the Thule on, right? You just undo these. Let's see. They're pretty effing rusted though, so I don't know how much wiggle room we're actually going to achieve. Is that spinning? Oh, that's working. Okay. Take these off. Give it a little wiggle room. There you go. You can see this starting to sort of let go right here. I'm hoping I can just get the brackets pinched under here. That would be great, but I don't know if that will be enough or not. My other concern too is this roof rack bar on this side is clearly shorter than the roof rack bar on this side. Must have gotten longer ones at some point. This is great actually, because in theory I could put a little like screw mount thing here that would come up through the hole on the bracket of the awning and hold it on. This side that's not so possible on because the Thule's way out here. Maybe we can just shove the Thule over that way. Possibilities. Okay, so to get that hose clamp off, I'm going to need my impact driver, which is back here in Lucky's boot, where it always is. Question is how much stuff is going to come falling out now. 1, 2, 3, gently. Gently. Oh, the So Cozy cover always gets stuck. That up there. Hey, not too bad. It's like a really shitty art project. Push this stuff up so it doesn't fall out. Same with all this. Fix you later. My kingdom for springtime so we can get rid of all this nonsense. All right. And we need our bits. And our driver. And probably a way to power said driver. Hi-ya. Perfect. Let's do it. And for those who might be wondering, I saw a couple comments on a previous video saying that the Starlink dish and the solar panel would end up making a bunch of road noise. That has not happened with Lucky. I'll tell you what has started to make a lot of effing road noise. That light bar on Grace during that trip to Edmonton that Amber and I just recently did. Wow, that is something else. If anybody knows a solution other than removing the light bar, I'm all ears. Because that was the howl off that thing on the highway. I mean, that's what the radio's for. You just turn it up, but yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was slapping that on the Irish Pirate Queen. All right, let's see if we can get this off. Hi, there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, can I get this thing out, or is it bolted in? Son of a... That's why I've been putting this off for so long. All right, so you can see here, we got the hose clamp off, and this black piece of metal here is from my old original awning that was very good. Way better than you bastard. The reason I've been putting this off, this is where my awning was mounted before. This was the leftmost mounting point, and then the other one was up there. If we push the Thule up here, you can kind of see, where is it? Where is it? There, way back there. Let's see if I can get closer. Hiya. That nut, that's keeping this piece of metal attached to the roof rack bar, and that is no bueno right now. And in order to get that nut out, the entire Thule has to come off, because I can't obviously get to it. And the other thing that's shitty is I can't just slide it that way very far, definitely not far enough to get to that nut, because the tire basket is right there, and there's clearly no room for activities. What the hell is that? Is that a little... Has that just been riding around in there? That little silver thing there? That's an old mount from that original awning. Is this... Good Lord. Is this reason 76 to have a Leatherman? Yeah. Well, yeah, real life game of Operation. Lucky, you're welcome. I just reduced your weight by clearly 5 pounds. I can't believe that's just been... Yeah, I just dropped it. I can't believe that stayed in there. Nothing's been here to prevent it from falling out. Well now, I wonder if we can get the awning in there. Probably not. I think that width is narrower than that width. Hi. Besides, how would I then keep it in there? All right, we need to do some brainstorming, but I think that brainstorming is going to end with the Thule coming off. Boy. Okay, hold the phone. I've got an idea here. Sorry if the wind is blowing on the mic. I don't have my dead kitten on right now. I got an idea here. Oh, hello. Yeah, hello, Penny. I know. You enjoying your heat? Yeah. You have to turn that heater off in a second. So in my door here, these are the mounts that I was using to keep POS attached before I got rid of those old roof rack bars. I wonder... Because here's the thing, right? They were positioned right in here. I slid them into this top section. They went up like this. And then the awning, they went through these holes on the awning, right? Or on the brackets, right? Can we not just... and do it this way? Like, I know we'd have to move it back here, but there's space. There's a groove comes right through there. If I only have to remove these front mounts, this one already we know stands out. Right? Because then the bracket would slide underneath the roof rack bar, but on top of the Thule mount, this would come through at the backside to give it extra support to hold on. Then you tighten it down, don't have to worry about hose clamps. Huh? I really hope this is not just a hat rack, my friends, sort of situation. I am gonna have to still move the brackets on the awning though. Right? We're gonna have to, before we do anything else up there, let's see just how much of a frustration it's going to be to take this bracket and stay on point though. Hello again, Penny. Yes, I picked it up off the ground. Come in here and excellent. Take a break, diesel heater. Take a break. Ceiling fan. I guess instead of just apologizing for the wind, if there is any wind noise, I don't know at this point. Editor Matthew will sort it out. We could just put the dead kitten on the mic. Hi. Now I got the fuzzy little companion on me forehead. Well, temple. All right, so first thing we got to figure out is which one of these brackets I want to move, because we don't have to move both of them, right? So if we use the one on the left, that one will have to move down to the right. If we use the one on the right, son of a... All right, let me guess. Let me see if I just slide this. This is what I want to do. You get in there, you bugger. Yeah, kind of. I kind of think this is the best way to do it. I think I should be moving the one on the left. Let go. Because then this entire little cooking platform is covered. Yes, the door is exposed, but the awning is only so long. And this one, well, that would cover... If only I had a tape measure. Just kidding. Quality content. Quality content. I'm having a whole bunch of little squirrel moments here right now. I'm actually going to take out my Kuma chair here because it still smells like campfire from the last time I was in Banff camping, and that was a while ago at this point. And we all know how I feel about the smell of campfire. And if you don't, spoilers, I love it whilst I'm enjoying a campfire and absolutely despise it nearly a month later. Air out. Please let this be the right key to take this thing off. Yeah. Haha. Gotcha. Ugh. So just because you get an awning that doesn't include everything that it should when you paid money for it, doesn't mean it can't be used and DIY'd. So inside here you can see this is the actual awning. This is why we call him POS. Well, it's one of the reasons. And then we've got this backing here, all well and good. I had to drill holes through this plate, right, to make way for these screws to come through. The easiest way to do this is when the awning is actually opened. But yeah, so first we're gonna have to start by taking these nuts off, and I'm probably gonna need, the other side is in here. Yeah, we're gonna have to open the awning up. This is getting better and better. There is grass that we can put it on though. That way we'll be kind to you, as kind as we can be or need to be. Yeah, when I first did this, I was out camping with Lindsay and Amber, and there was not a lot of grass around, and it had poured rain the night before. So there was no nice spot to lay the awning out on. Today is different. I guess we don't need to take the whole thing out. That's enough. I just need access to it, right? There we go. Sharp metal is sharp. Move this pole. Okay. So the nuts on here I got are 11s. Ooh, we're gonna do it this way. Can't see squat. Tip it up. Yep. There we go. Now that it's on, and go. Oh, that's not that loud. Nice. 1 and 2. Here you go. You can see I just made holes in the bag and then holes in this plate, and I have a feeling that's exactly what we're going to have to do it again, because now we need to measure the distance between those 2 points on the roof rack bars, and then measure from that good bracket down here and find a spot for the new holes. Why didn't I know this was going to happen? There was no world where the distance between those bars was ever going to be the same as the distance that was between these 2 bars. Perfect case of being too close to it, I suppose. What do you say, Penny? Yeah. You want to come help? Mwah! Yeah, it's kind of chilly out. You enjoy your nice warm van. At least one of us can. All right, over here on the pegboard, we should have our one and only Milwaukee tool, the only one we need. Middle of this one to middle of this one is about 29.5, give or take a wiggle room. What? 29.5. Oh, this was, yeah, way shorter. Got our Sharpie. Hop. Tua. 29.5 is right there. It's a little off, but we'll make it work. Oi. So there we go. Got our 2 new holes, and yeah, just for reference sake, this is where we need the holes to be. Not that one. That's where the holes were. Bust out the drill. Nothing like a nice quiet day in the park. We got the drill, and we're going to use step bits to make the holes that we need. Just figure that'll be easier than regular drill. Was this already open? Hello? Oh, we're doing great. There we go. Open up. Show me your secrets. Get your poop in a group, step bits. You're all over the place. All right. Holes. Now the tricky part with this is going to be getting the holes to go through the bag as well, because the bag is quite loose and floppy, right? And you don't want it to be too out of whack. I mean, it's a bag. I don't really care if the holes on that aren't pretty, but in this case I would like them to be lined up. It just makes it easier going forward. So I'm gonna have to try to hold it tight as I can so that the step bit goes through the bag as well. Make sure you're using the nice and pointy one. Okay. Now everybody follow along. Make sure you're holding your bag nice and tight. Everybody just calm down. Onwards to glory. One hole. Very large hole. One very large hole. Slow down. I don't know if that's through the bag. It was not through the bag. You bastard. I can't very well pierce that bag. Yeah, it's so loosey-goosey. What do I have? Can I stab something through there? Will you stab through there? That hole's not big enough, clearly. This is just aluminum, this backing on the awning, so it's real soft and easy to drill through. That is for damn sure. Let's make sure our bolts fit through. Excellent. The first hole is much larger than the second one. It's almost like I'm doing this out in a public park without many specifications. Ah, well, a hole is a hole. Oh, shucks, there was a funny banter shot there, at least I thought it was funny, where I was poking a hole in the bag with the step bit. But the shot was just me pressing record, and then I went to set the camera up, and for some reason it turned itself off. That's been happening a lot lately. Might be time for this YouTuber to invest in a proper camera, but it's just so easy to do on my phone. Anyway, we got the holes pierced through the bag now. I just did it from this side. I held the bag nice and tight, used the step bit to feel my tip of my finger. I then moved my finger out of the way and zipped right through. So now we got to get the bracket reinstalled. Which way did this go on? Oh my God. All right, we got the one through. And the bottom one, I just got is just a bolt with a washer on the other side, so the washer presses up against the backing on the inside here. Flip this, find the hole, push the bolt through the hole, then find the hole for the bag, and push her through. There we go. Then this bad boy, actually I was freaking out about the bracket, but there's only one way for these to go on, and they go on this way. Let's not put it on upside down. Boom. There we go. I'm gonna get the other washers and the lock washers and the nuts back on. And Bob's my bloody uncle. He's not. My uncle is Tony. On both sides. Alright, we're going to see if this fits up there and if the measurements were correct. Yikes. I already noticed that my holes were a little cockeyed. So, this is definitely doing it in the bush sort of situation. Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's going under there. Darn it. I got to loosen off the Thule clamps a little bit more. It's still a little tight, governor. Oh, that one came right off. Yikes. If you're that close, is this even going to work? Just a couple threads. We just need a couple threads. Yeah, there we go. Okay. On this side, there's a lot of EVs coming down to the park today. They all sound so funny. So quiet, but so distinct. All right, is that enough space? Yeah, that one's in. That one's sort of in. Okay, now the question is, can we line up a good enough hole here? That one seems okay. This one's a little jank. I mean, it's definitely, it's up there. Eh? Right? It's not attached at all. We'll fly off in transit at this moment, but I don't mind the way that looks. It's almost a little tidier than when it was way over here where it stood out more. With it being right below the Thule like that, it sort of blends in. And I don't know, maybe I'm just convincing myself of things right now. I do like the way it works, but the next hurdle here is going to be lining up the holes on the back of the bracket. So you can see I got one here. That one's going to be clearly useless. One there, and one at the very back. I only need one each, but they got to clear this metal plate. It kind of has to come out the back over there. I don't think that's going to happen. Not on this side. This side maybe. Yeah, there's definitely a hole right back there where my finger is. So that side's easy. I could even put a second one here at the front. Again, not on this one. Unless I take this plate off and drill holes through it. Which, oh! This is why we can't have nice things. That sounded worse than it was. It just pulled out of the plastic. Dongle! Everybody just calm down. We're fine. But I think I've explained what I need to do. Now I just got to figure it out. Okay, because we're going to have 2 points of contact over here with these little mounting bolts, right? There's going to be 2 in here, right? Boom, 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 boom. So this side's going to be super secure. I might actually be able to get away with this side having no bolt on it and just the tension from this, right? Because even if that comes loose, it's not going to be able to go anywhere, right? Because 2 bolts holding this on. It's not electric, but it kind of sounds like it's trying to be. That's not a good sign for a gas-powered vehicle. Moving right along. Even if I don't decide to do that and I try to get one of these in here, the problem is I'm mounting underneath right now, and there's no way to do this without, well, I mean, okay, hang on. You could do it, depending on how determined you are. However, it'd be very difficult, right? A second set of hands would be helpful. So I'm going to use this as my second set of hands. You'll see that I've taken this one completely off right now. I believe I just placed it up here in the Thule. Yep, nice and clean looking. Never seen a bit of rust in its life. So we're going to put the bracket on this side just in here and let it sort of like hang on this. And then we're going to get the bolts onto this guy. Plus I got to line it all up, and that's going to be a treat, I'm sure. Grab POS. Put this one in there. Just give me some support. Perfect. And then this one, you line up these holes, hopefully. That one, oh no, that one there. Oh, this one's going to be barely, yeah, no, it'll still work. Okay, and we bring it up. Nice. I hate working upside down. It's the worst. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get that back one on. There's not going to be a lot of room to work. Hang on, start with one. That there. See, this is where I need a third set of hands. Or a third arm. I gotta hold that with the left hand, grab the nut, and then spin the nut on. Hi, how you doing? Don't you wish you were here helping me? It's lovely. So that's on. That's the hard part. So that can kind of hang down now. We gotta do the same thing with the back one. Pull it. Oh, don't fall. That could end in tragedy. All right, so one more washer. Wonder if I can show you what I'm doing. Probably not. I had an idea to get down, retrieve the camera, bring it over here, and try to find an angle over here that would work. That will not work, so my apologies. Once I get this on, oh, I'll show you. Oh no, I'm dropping nuts and washers everywhere. I hate when that happens. Washer and a little nut. Spin it on. Maybe a little bit more than that. Give me some more threads, a little bit more security. All right, then push that in so it don't fall. Now you can come see. There, that's what we got done. Let me zoom it in just a bit. There. That's a little clearer. So this is not secure yet, obviously, but this is what I was doing, right? I had to put the washer on, but then, you know, gravity, being the fickle bitch that she is, kept pulling the washer down, and then you got to put the nut on. So that's why it was a little bit, you got to hold this up, use this hand to then come in and hold this up and hold the washer up and everything. And now look what we've done. Look what we've done. What a precarious situation that we have now found ourselves in. So bump this up with your free hand. Just give it a little bumpy bump. What are you doing? Where's the bumpy bump? There it is. Bumpy bump, and get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the giant rectangular. Thank you. Okay, so and this is what I was talking about too. It's going to be kind of hard to get my socket back there because of the roof rack foot, but we will persevere and get her done. I think what I'll do is actually we will now that we just fixed this, we're going to pull this out, pull it forward, tighten it up just a bit so we can still slide it. Then we'll put this one in, tighten it up nice and tight, and then we'll have to get in there with a wrench to tighten it the rest of the way. All right, so pull this out far enough where we can get it with the impact gun, and then just slowly get her up there. There you go, bud. Right. Just snug enough. Oh geez. There we go. Right. Oh, too snug. Back it off a bit. Just enough to slide it. There we go. Then we put our first one in. Hello. Which is now, I guess, technically the second one. There we go. Everything's where it should be. And do that again. Wow. Aggressive garbage toss. I can't get the gun in here. We're too close to Lucky. Hang on. Let's see. Get up there. Get up there, you. There we go. Yeah. See if I can get a better shot of that. You take the gun. You have to bring the gun on the other side here. And then get it on the bolt. There you go. Oh, nope, don't slide out. There you go. And then zip zap. We come up slowly, slowly. Nailed it. Haha. Now we just gotta make sure that's really tight on the front. Yeah. That back one, this is what I'm talking about. I won't be able to get the gun on because the angle, right? This foot is in the way. So, get us our 10 millimeter wrench over here from our collection of tools. 10. Right, up we go. And back in here. Oh, this is going to be a treat. I wish this was a ratcheting wrench. It is not. This is going to take a hot minute, and as quality as it would be, it's bad enough that I'm subjected to it. I'm not going to do it to you. Actually, this wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be because we're already so close to the end. I just had to like spin it with my finger till I couldn't do that anymore, and the wrench just works real nice. We're now nice and tight on this side as well. Maybe not as tight as a impact gun, but POS ain't going anywhere on the left side. The right side, yeah, it's still jank AF. Here we go. Well, actually, no, before we even do that, we can put the Thule mount itself back on. All right, make sure this all works according to the way it should. One in there. There we go. Oh, hello. Listen, Linda, get your poop in a group. There we go. Aha. Right. Reattach the handles. As well as the second one, so we don't drop the bolt out. You know, now that I'm this far along, I am sort of wishing I had waited a little bit. It's chilly and my gloves are in the Jeep. Yeah, this side is perfect the way that the Thule clamp and everything worked out with the bolts, or like the ones that I installed. The space is perfect, nothing's on top of anything, so that was a pleasant surprise. I know for a fact that this next side is not going to be that. It's going to be a temperamental B. Oh no, I think we can definitely get one of those. Wait, how am I going to do that? This isn't going to come out now. Wait, so let's take this clamp off. Now that we've got, wait a second, but I need another one of those. I don't have another bolt with a square base. Bye, Penny. I do now. Okay, put that there. Now let's take this thing off. Ooh, don't drop the, ew. You're disgusting, sir. You disgust me. Yuck. See, it's a little floppy on this side. I wouldn't want to leave it like this for too long. There's a lot of tension happening over here. So let's take our little guy here. We're gonna fit him in there. Then, hopefully, I gotta get it in one of the holes in the back. I cannot do that whilst one hand is holding a camera. Right, and one final. Nice. That is rock solid. Now, we just reattach this Thule mount, and POS is back. I am so glad we attempted to do it this way, and I don't have to worry about this side being loose because we got a bolt in there. Look at us figuring shit out. So glad I didn't have to take the whole Thule off. Oops. Time to break out the drill again. So, the hole that this bolt is actually coming through is not the furthest one back, but the furthest one back is too far that way. The bolt ends up going through at an angle like that. And the reason this is an issue is because this plate for the Thule is so wide, it actually ends up hitting the top of the nut there. I guess it's technically the bottom of the nut, and I can't get it on straight. So I thought about cutting off the bolt. That won't make a difference because it's the nut that's causing a problem. Don't want to remove the nut, otherwise what's the point in having that in there? I thought about maybe getting out the grinder and trimming this down. Don't particularly want to do that. So I think the best option here is inside the Thule, right? You got this little brace that sits here, and those are the holes. I think somebody's already done what I'm about to do, and which is make new holes. So I'm going to take the metal plate, hold it over here where I want it to be, put the drill bit up through it, and we're just gonna come up through the plastic and create a new hole. Holes everywhere today. Holes for everyone. Okay, first thing we need is swap the battery to the drill. Not using a step bit on this because I do not want to make the hole on the metal plate any bigger. Okay, so you're gonna go like, this is not a good idea. I mean, it's the only idea we have, so hopefully it works. You come up through there. Again, you can probably do this better by measuring, but let's see what happens. See, so I don't have a way to... Son of a... Wait a second. What if we use one of the holes? Maybe it'll just end up being a little cockeyed. I'm okay with cockeyeds. Cockeyeds? Because this is really difficult to do. Put, let's say, this one here. That's that not electric, sounds like an electric gas truck. Don't know how well the mic's picking it up. Anyway, hello? Where are you? Hello? If you come up through there, that makes it too cockeyed. But maybe we can make it work. Hang on. Like this. We need this thing on here as well. Well, we don't, for now, we don't need that on here. We just need you to hold this up here. This is total DIY nonsense and just making it work. I might have to drill a new hole. I don't think this is gonna work. We're gonna be at a weird angle, I think. All right, so if that's there, move this. Where is my drill? Okay, and the drill comes up this way. The drill hits nothing. This is not good. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We're definitely gonna be able to make this work, but that does squat. And there we go. Made it work. It's not pretty. It's fine. It's very in line with Lucky, that is for darn sure. But there you go. We got her up there with, I would say, the minimalist amount of reconfiguring. Now the only thing that's left to do is to deploy POS and clean up our shit. Did notice that both straps that hold the awning up fell out when we were over there on the grass. So I'm gonna have to be very careful so this doesn't smack me in the head when I get it unzipped. All right, there's this little safety strap. Love it. All right. Ha-ha. Oh, speaking of things that smell like campfire, wow, really? I guess that's what being in a plastic bag will do. It will retain your odor. I don't even remember the last time I had this guy deployed. I guarantee you it was some point when it was still on the van. Yeah. Uh-oh. Wait, what? How did that one go through? Oh, because this pole was extended. Get your... There we go. Get it out. Then we've got... Oh, God. One leg. That is not tight. And two legs. This one is tight. That there. Haha. We're back, baby. Cook shit in comfort. Well, in cover. I don't know how comfortable it'll be. And as much grief as I give this specific awning with its namesake and everything, it is nice to have one of these things when you live in like this and you do as much camping as I do. Like, I don't know, there's just something about having it. What have I done? Don't talk and do things. Have I not learned after this long that just makes things more difficult? There's something nice about just having it on your vehicle, deploy it wherever you want, right? Especially when you're at a campground. I love it. I mean, well, not this one, but my original awning originated with me on my Tacoma back in the day. And that was cool, but I didn't really have like a raised topper, so it was quite a low awning. The rack that I had on my truck had to have only been like maybe this high. So you had a nice awning, but you did have to sit under it, unless you made it shoot up at an angle, which that works too, but then you just get a bunch of water in your box. Who wants a bunch of water in their box? This episode is just riddled with them. Holy Dinah. But anyways, there we go. The good ship Lucky has her awning back. Looking good. All right. 10-second tidy. Well, about how many people saw that coming? I mean, there's a trade-off here for sure. When the awning was at the front of the van before, it was really nice because then your doors were covered by your awning. But that became obnoxious when I just wanted to sit with my chair, right? Let's say like this, because I think that's about how far the awning came out. If I wanted to go into the van, I would have to move my chair. Not the worst thing in the world, but when you want to just have it out, or if you have somebody sitting with you, right? You guys both got to move in order just to get into the tiny home on wheels. Well, that's not the case anymore, right? So now we can sit over here wherever we want. We've got our little cooking station set up. I was cleaning it, right? You can sit, shoot the shit, have a beer, rum, if you're a real pirate. Oh no, I gotta go use my bottle. Well, if I'm camping, I'm just going over there and not using my bottle. But whatever else I might need to do, no muss, no fuss. And the chair and perhaps a guest or two don't have to move either. Great. Although there is no way in hell I'm getting into the Thule when the awning is deployed. I was cleaning up my tools and remember there's still stuff up there. I mean, I guess there's not no way, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more problematic, right? Like I could bring the ladder over here for sure, risk scratching up the window. And we can come over here, but anything way down there, I'm going to have to move the ladder down there or use the ladder on the back of Lucky. And stuff in the middle, forget about it. It's okay though, when I set up camp, just have to remember that the steps are get everything we need out of the Thule before we deploy POS. And then continue to curse POS when we inevitably forget something in the Thule and he's deployed. It is what it is. I still like it better here. And job well done. Everything's tidied up, well, more or less. One last tool. And it's about an hour till the next place where I want to go opens. So I think we're just going to make use of our good work. There are these Velcro straps that I could put on that wrap around the poles here, but it's not windy at all. So I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to sit here with our Apple Pear Revita, do a little bit of doom scrolling, and just enjoy this gorgeous weather, nestled comfortably under a piece of shit. Okay, so a few days ago, I was over at Lindsay's for dinner, and she had tracked down these from a place here in Calgary called The Collective, which is a cool little, kind of like, I guess it's a liquor store. They don't have liquor. It's all just like craft liquors and stuff from around Canada, as far as I know. And they specialize in craft beer and whatnot, but they also have some other stuff. And she found this, which is absolutely delicious. It is a pre-mixed rum, cola, and also lime juice drink from this distillery just out back there, which I've seen before in my travels, but I've never actually popped over here and gone in and checked them out. And I kid you guys not, this is probably one of the best pre-mixed cans of rum and coke I've ever had. You've seen me drink like the cans of Bacardi and whatnot, and those are, to put it mildly, hot garbage in comparison. I'm just not very picky when it comes to stuff like that, so I'm fine with it. But you can taste the quality difference between those versus this. And this is a distillery right here in Calgary, right? There's the address. That's where we are. Romero. Nailed it. Distilling company right here on Heritage Drive. So I only have 2 cans left, and I'm nervous because this, for some reason, is a limited edition with Bret the Hitman Hart, which I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with that. He used to be a wrestler. He's an Albertan. He's probably a Calgarian. I'm not up on my Hart family knowledge, but either way, I stopped in at the Collector the other day and they were sold out of this. So I'm hoping that they'll still have some cans available for purchase here. Lindsay was on the website a couple nights ago and she said you can order it online. Probably for pickup though, eh? So I want some for tonight because I'm probably doing a live stream. Fingers crossed. Let's go check it out. And we're off. Oh. How you guys doing today?
Good, yourself?
Not too bad. Oh, nice. Does this mean it's not going away anytime soon?
No, unfortunately, that's going to a show. That is the real heavyweight title belt.
Not the belt, the booze underneath.
Oh, the
it.
booze underneath.
That's why I'm here. Yeah. I just found my cousin found some cans at the Collective in Avenida. We absolutely love it. So
okay.
I'm stopping here because I want to grab a couple packs of it. We were worried the other night. We're like, it says limited edition. Does that mean it's going away?
Oh, no, just that can is.
Just the can design itself.
Okay, because yeah, no exaggeration. I love my rum, but I'm also not picky. And those like cans of Bacardi and cola premixed. Fuck, when I had this, I was like, this is hands down the best premixed can I've ever had. So, sell them in 4-packs?
Yes.
Please. Awesome.
We're heavy on the rum cocktails.
Yes.
But we do have beer and wine.
Oh, you have beer as well? Did you guys brew in-house?
We don't brew it.
Oh, okay.
We brew, well, so right now Village, we have Village on tap. But
Okay.
we do a collaboration with Village. It's called the Rum Runner. And it's a...
In the association with the Rum Runner in Crow's Nest Pass?
well, yeah.
All right, we got some. Excellent. Awesome. And great news. That was a great little interaction in there with those two. So I was able to meet both Narissa and Tom. They are the owners of the place. Very lovely people. And happy to report that they are not getting rid of it. It's just the label on the can that is limited edition. So that is awesome. I am so happy to have found something that is made locally that is literally right up my alley. I'm very excited to come back here with like Lindsay and Amber because they can go in there and they got food. You can go in there, you can taste and everything. I had a little sip of their dark rum with a spiced, did she say flavor profile? I'm no good at this. I don't care. It is delicious. If you're in town, I highly recommend swinging by, maybe giving it a shot. I'm definitely going to be coming back here. They don't open until 1 in the afternoon, but they're open until 9 majority of the week, and I think it's 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. The Romero Distilling Company. And they've been in business since 2019. I am doing a terrible job of paying attention. I know, Penny. All right, let's get the good ship Lucky back on the high seas with a fully stocked flatter rum. Actually, I better send Lindsay a text message right now and let her know that it's not going anywhere. The summer of Romero Cuba Libre. That's what I'm declaring it right now. Maybe it'll help me win a crib game or two. That's a lot of pressure to put on Romero. Stopped at a red light, quick. It's gotten very warm out. Oh, spring is officially in the air. That doesn't mean it's gonna stay in the air. Maybe even... That's a noisy window. sad day. There is currently no M&M Meats products in Lucky's freezer. I'm going to rectify that right now. All right, we've definitely rectified that situation. Woo! It's been a hot minute since we've done an M&M Meats haul. So we obviously got the staples because there ain't no way I'm going to M&M Meats and not re-upping my buffalo chicken dip. So that was step one. And I also grabbed these, which apparently aren't new, but man, they look good. Honey hot cheese bites. Might have to indulge in a couple of those sooner rather than later. On sale, they had the single serve meal, so I picked myself up a lasagna. This is one of the ones I have not had from M&M Meats yet, but I do like a good lasagna. Although in my experience, and no offense to M&M Meats, the only good lasagna I've ever really had is homemade lasagna. Every other variation of it, is what it is. But I also re-upped my chicken burrito bowl. These are my favorite meals, the microwavable meals from M&M Meats. Chicken burrito bowls. And then I grabbed this bad boy, which is a Mexican-style elote pasta salad. And I was like, wait, how does this work? It's frozen, but it's easy. You just put it in the fridge for 10 to 12 hours and let it thaw out. So we won't be getting to this today, but I am excited to try it and see if I like it. It's macaroni with roasted corn, tender black beans, bell peppers, and feta cheese in a creamy Mexican-style dressing. Oh, that'll be for tomorrow. Another reason to make sure you're subscribed with those notifications turned on. I'm pretty sure I will be filming tomorrow. For now, let's get everything put away in the freezer and get our elote pasta salad in the fridge. There's no room in here for my elote pasta salad. Damn it! I've outdone myself. I changed the refrigerator bigger and the freezer smaller, and now we've run out of room. So we have to take these little honey hot cheese bites out of their box, and they're gonna have to go into the freezer on their own. There, then they fit, and I am gonna have to mow down one of these burrito bowls now, which is fine because I haven't had any lunch yet. But yeah, I'm so excited to have bigger this, hopefully soon, and do a nice haul and have a bunch of stuff on hand. But all right, I got the pasta salad in there, and I got a whole bunch of refrigerator stuff kicking around still. We got more room in there, so let's tidy this up, then find a place to eat before hunkering down. Just got to commit the air fryer instructions to memory. 6 to 7 minutes at 400. 6 to 7 minutes at 400. And our little air fryer, maybe a little bit longer. 6 to 7 minutes, 400. 6 to 7 minutes, 400. 6 to 7 minutes, 400. 6 to 7 minutes, 400 for the hot honey cheese bites. Damn it, how long was it? You know what? I wonder how well the microwave will work whilst we're driving. Let's find out, shall we? Because then I'll have food ready when we stop. I need an extension cord for the microwave cord. All right. Plug this in here. Plug the other end into the EcoFlow way back here. Hello, hello. And turn it on. Beep. All right, science experiment. Let's do it. I believe these are like supposed to be 5 minutes, but again, my microwave's a little bit smaller, so we usually go, yeah, about 7. So that, power level that. 7 minutes on the clock. All right, Penny, we got to go. This is just 10-minute parking outside the M&M meat shop here, but I think we were farting around for more than 3. So 7 minutes on a microwave. Let's vamonos, shall we? Guess we could stop at the UPS store and see if there's any mail. All right. Driving around in my tiny home on wheels, microwaving a chicken burrito bowl. What more do you need? But pay attention to the road is one. My goodness. Hello, Grace. We've come to pick you up, darling. Let me know when I get close enough. That's probably close enough. Ooh, I just got out and checked it. It's a little too close. Pull it ahead a little bit. There. I think that should be good. What do you say, Grace? I think we can make that work. But first, is our chicken burrito bowl done yet? 55 seconds. Ah, there you are. Yum. Just need some salt and pepper, not lotion. Salt, pepper, And actually, you know what I found goes really good on these burrito bowls, and we got lots of it, is a little bit of extra cheese. Fork. Seat. Garbage can down. That's gonna make leaving way harder. There's a whole parking lot. There's a whole parking lot. And they're pulling up right next to Lucky. You can't see them now, but they're there. I'm looking at a ton of just open up your chicken burrito bowl. Move on with it. Some people's kids. All right. A little salt. Little pecker. And some extra cheese. Yeah. Ooh. Bone apple tits. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, look at this. Like, not only did he park beside me, but he like parked like beside me. Like, are you kidding me right now? Why are you so close? Look at all the room for activities. You're the worst. I don't know what it is, man. There's even spots like that are closer to the mall. Like, if you're that kind of person, stop it. Maybe it's just me, but I always try to park with nobody beside me. Sometimes you can't. I understand. That is not the case right now. All right, delicious. Now we better move before some other mook pulls up on the other side of Lucky and makes it impossible for me to get out of here with the entire rig. Because, you know, it's the world's smallest parking lot. Okay. Oh, no, you are not. You're got it. Don't, absolutely not. No, they just did. Hey, guys. Do you mind backing up just so I can take off? Because I'm pulling the Jeep. Oh yeah. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. Nice. They were kind. That's not to say that the other people wouldn't have been kind, but the other people are not in their car. So that was crazy, though. The universe was like, yeah? Is that what you're trying to avoid? Here, have an extra helping of it. Gotta get out of here. It is Friday and this parking lot is popping off. And back down at the OG stomping grounds. It is an absolutely gorgeous day, so that is exactly what I'm going to lean into and enjoy this gorgeous afternoon before probably settling in to the good ship Lucky and doing a live stream on Vanlife Plus, hanging out with all of you incredible people, because that's so much fun to do. I would love to do it like every Friday, but we are now officially starting or coming up on the start of camping season and travel season, and everything's about to get real busy, so the frequency might change on those live streams. So when I have the opportunity to do them, you can bet your ass I am going to carpe diem. And this is our setup for now. Got the big fat putty tat in her tent. I'll have to remember to get her catio when I make my way out to BC sooner rather than later. And we got POS repositioned. Don't have them deployed right now. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want. But I am happy to have that up there. One less thing to worry about floating around and making my life miserable. What do you say, Penny? This is not such a bad way to be spending the afternoon, eh? Yeah, good girl. Gorgeous. Well, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. And I'm going to say, as always, thank you so very much for watching. And until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, but remember, you can't make everybody happy because you're not tacos. Isn't that right, Penny? Oh. I should have brought the laptop, Penny. Can you go get it for me? Yeah, right.